Alan, how's it going, man?
It's great. Everything's going good, man. Training is back to 100%, and I'm having a good time.
Well, last time we talked about Yushin Okami, and it was funny because you said, I would like to have that rematch, but if they don't give it to me, that's okay. And then it seems like a couple weeks later, Yushin Okami's name appears across the table from you, and it looks like it's on, right?
Oh yeah. That's it's not what I was thinking about at the time, but whenever that fight came up, I was like, oh yeah, that's great, man. It's perfect motivation for me. I've always wanted to get that win back, and he's a great competitor, and I'm like, let's do it.
Now we can actually talk about top 10. Before we were talking about, a rematch with Akiyama or whatever. Now we're talking about Yushin Okami. And when you talk about Yushin Okami, we're talking top caliber fighter here.
Yeah, no, I don't know if it affects my ranking that much, actually. He's a top fighter. Anyone who knows MMA knows that he's one of the best in the world. But in the mainstream eyes, I don't know if that'll affect my rankings that much. Of course, I don't want to lose to him.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just a personal vendetta, if you will, to get that loss back. So I'm just taking it, as a personal challenge to myself to remove that loss from my record.
Alan, I consider you to be one of the quicker fighters in the middleweight division. And Anderson Silva, of course, is like the Matrix when he moves. And Yushin seems to have problems with fighters who are quick, not powerful. And, you're a bit of both. Do you think he's going to struggle?
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be interesting to see the difference in this fight and the last one. He's still a grappler. That's his strength. He's never been much of a person to mix it up standing up. I think it's taken him years and years to get more uncomfortable to just throw punches and get into punching range. So I think it'll be interesting. I'm looking to take over fast and show him that I'm in control of the fight and I can take it wherever I want.
Well, this is also different than the last time because the last time you had told me that I wasn't ready to fight a Yushin Okami. I thought I was, but I wasn't. And I assume that now it's come full circle.
Yeah, absolutely. I was a confident fighter back then, but I didn't know exactly where I stood in the MMA world, and where I thought I wasn't really realistic. I thought I was good, but I didn't realize that there was that level of fighters out there. And now that I've fought some of the best in the world, and I've been around, it's been a long time, over 6 years now. So now I'm actually at that level. And
yeah, I mean, it kind of shows because if you look at UFC 155, we're talking Junior versus Kane, Chael versus Forrest, Weidman versus Tim, and you got Maynard, Lozon, and you and Okami, and you got Levin on the same card. And there's also a possible fight between, I guess, Dan Henderson and Lyoto Machida and Donald Cerrone and Anthony Pettis on there. I mean, this is the biggest card of the year, and they put you on it. I mean, that's got to be another statement by the UFC, like, hey, Alan, we believe in you. We know you're an exciting fighter. I mean, you really have come full circle. Do you think that's an indication of it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think there's any doubt in the fans or the UFC that I'm an exciting fighter, and the fans like to see me fight, and I always bring it. Now it's just up to me to prove that I'm one of the best in the world and I deserve a shot at the title. That's my next thing. But like I said, this is kind of refreshing to kind of stop thinking so much about that title shot, and there's so many weird things going on. Anderson Silva's beat the crap out of everybody, and he don't even want to fight anybody in the middleweight division. He wants to fight big names. So, and there's a little fight and see who's, kind of debate to see who's the top contender. There's 3 or 4 guys out there, me being one of them. So it's kind of refreshing to take a fight that all I care about is winning this fight and removing that loss from my record, and I'll go forward from then on. I don't care about the rankings. I don't care about the title shot, That's what this fight means to me.
Well, I got to ask a ridiculous question because, between you and Rich Franklin, like I was telling you, the hairstyles, people talk about it. We went from, the no-hair Alan Belcher to the wild hair Alan Belcher to the, crew-cut Alan Belcher. Are you going to have hair for this fight, UFC 155?
I don't know. I haven't quite decided. Every once in a while now, I decided to grow hair, but I think I'm at that point where I'm not old or anything, but some people are less fortunate than others when it comes to having a full head of hair. So I'm getting a little thin. So I think the shaved head look is probably the one I need to stick with, and from now on.
You look a lot meaner anyway.
Yeah, my days of long hair and wild hair and stuff, I believe, are over. So I've had every kind of hairstyle possible, and that used to be kind of my thing. But now, something like a GSP hairdo is probably what I need to rock from now on.
Well, let's switch gears again. I want to talk to you about Alan Belcher MMA Club, and that's out of Biloxi, correct?
Yes, it is.
I mean, you're also the owner and the head instructor, plus full-time UFC fighter, and that is also correct.
That is correct. You got it.
How are you juggling that right now? I mean, with the level of fighting that you're on, how are you juggling that?
Man, all I got to say about that really is just I have an awesome team, and my wife is awesome. Me and her, run the whole business, the whole program. And the other instructors, Dana Moraes, BJJ black belt, 5-time world champion, he's there. Mike Sanford. I couldn't even name them all. I mean, I have close to 30 people on my team that run the classes and everything, and I'm just blessed to have those people. So, it's my whole goal with my MMA school is just to spread MMA through my community and have a place where I can build a team for me to train with, and then in the future that I can have fun with, and MMA is fun to me, and it's my lifestyle. So I'm starting early with the kids and with my competition team. So I want to teach and coach for the rest of my life, and I'm not getting in there teaching 2 classes a day or anything. I teach whenever I want to, and I teach because I like to, and that's that's the way I'm going to live my life. Is I'm going to do things that I want to do, and I don't like the idea of working a 9 to 5 or something like that. That's just that's how my life's going to work.
Well, what would Alan Belcher be doing if he wasn't fighting?
If I wasn't fighting, if I wasn't in MMA, if I could still be in MMA, I would be in MMA some way. If I wasn't fighting, I would be a teacher. I would be a coach. I would probably try to be the best trainer out there. If I wasn't doing MMA, who knows? Probably another sport that challenges me, physically and mentally in a way that MMA does, or working with other people. I like the way it challenges my mind, challenges my body. So who knows? Who knows, man?
So not Alan Belcher, the mechanic.
No way. No, I couldn't do something like that. Although mechanics have a place in society too, and they are problem solvers, and I'm sure they're very awesome at what they do. But I don't have a passion for that. I have a passion for MMA.
Well, you talked about trainers. Can we talk about your camp right now and who you think you'll be bringing in, if you don't mind?
Yeah, it's not all laid out yet. Obviously, Daniel Moraes is there with me most of the time, and he's made a huge difference in my game. And Ben Askren and the whole crew up at Duke, Rufus is. So I train with those guys. A few new faces that I've added is an international wrestler, Keith Gavin. He's third in the country, and I just worked out with him a couple weeks ago, and that was awesome. I brought him down here. There's Tom Lawler. Me and him are big pals now, and we're probably going to be training at their training camps together, working, helping each other. That's the only guy I'm friends with, the only guy that I train with in my division, and I'll probably keep it that way for now.
You have a wrestling trainer, someone that comes in and really just pushes you in that area.
Yeah, absolutely. I got, college wrestlers coming in, and like I said, guys that are still wrestling internationally. The best that I can find, the highest level, so that's a lot of fun, and it's very challenging for me. My ground game has came a long ways. Now I want to get my wrestling defense better, obviously, but also to start getting more offensive and get the confidence to try to take people down, so I can be a better, well-rounded mixed martial artist. I want to be the best in the world, and my learning curve is still really steep. I'm getting better really fast, so I'm just trying to work with as many good people as I can right now, bring as many in as I can. My trainers, you probably know Rodney. Rodney Duran is my boxing coach. He's there with me all the time. He holds the mitts for me and works with me on the strategy. And we keep it real basic with boxing. My new one, too, I'm going to bring him in. As far as training partners go, I just got a whole slew of guys. I'm planning on working with Jake Rochold, and I'm planning on making a call to Vinny Maglahais. I've out in Vegas. I talked to him a while back, and I want to get him here to train with me some too.
Oh, wow.
So
bringing Vinny out?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to, for sure.
Well, Vinny's a great guy. We had him on our show, and that brings up an interesting point because Okami's a strong grappler. This fight's definitely going to go to the ground at some point. Whether it's you taking him down or whatever. And I was hearing rumors that you had called a good friend of mine, Renato Laranja, tried to get a hold of him to work on jiu-jitsu with you.
Yeah, Renato. Well, he comes highly recommended by some people. A lot of people talk smack about him, but I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. Is this a guy I need to be training with or what?
Yeah, and one thing I can honestly tell you about Renato is he's genuine. People think he's kidding when he said he's a 27-time world champion. I've seen the credentials myself. Eddie Bravo knows the credentials now. So can you hold on a second, Alan? Yeah. I got another call coming in. Oh, hold on a second. Hey, Pedro. Hey, Pedro, are you there?
That's not Pedro. I think I got you on speakerphone. Can you hear me?
Hey, Renato, what's going on, my brother?
Hey, my brother. I'm called to talk to Alan Belcher because he said that he can't get a hold from me. That's a common thing. I'm here because I can't be everywhere at once, But I'm gonna tell you now that Kwanzaa have come early for you today because I'm gonna agree to train with you. You don't have to call that guy. That guy is out of shape, Vinny Magalhães.
That's awesome, man. Well, that's cool. A lot of people talk good about you, Renato, but I'm gonna have to say, man, most think that you're kind of full of it, and and I'm really open-minded. I've done a lot of training with Eddie Bravo, and
you don't want to do that.
I take a lot of flack for that.
Yeah, those days is over with Eddie Bravo. The party's over with that one. And I appreciate that you already have your base is a kickboxer. I know you train with Hick Hoofus. And I know that guy was to do real good in the K1. And he looked like he was to do very good. He beat that fat guy, but he was start to look old. He looked like Al Bundy these days.
Yeah, it was actually Duke Rufus, not Rick Rufus. But yeah, I can't
you
see
guys
Al
have
Bundy.
A nickname? Do you have a nickname? He called himself the Duke?
Yeah, I guess he does have a nickname, but they're all two different people. One's Rick Rufus and one's Duke Rufus. They're brothers.
God, I can't get a hold. I can't have my brain around that. But I'm gonna tell you one thing I know is for sure. You can keep them to stick to training you with the stand-up and to stay away from styling your hair.
Okay.
You understand where I'm coming from, my brother? Because your hair you look like a combination. It's like a cross between alfalfa and buckwheat.
Combination of those two. I'm gonna take care of that. I'm gonna shave my head. I'm gonna shave my head off, man.
I appreciate that because I don't want to see that the dirty blonde Jerry curls no more.
Okay, I got you. You don't have to worry about that, man. But what? Tell me this before I train with you. What? Why should I train with you? Is it, there's another issue I have is the 27-time world champion. I don't really. I'm going to have to be honest with you. I don't really believe that because I don't even think there's been that many Mungios.
That thing a lot of stupid people don't realize is that you don't just have one fight that won. You have all kind of fights. You have the absolutes. You have all that stuff. You put that together, you have a 27-time. So the best thing you're gonna do is to listen to somebody who knows what he's talking about. And
I'm pretty sure that I think that Rodrigo Gracie might have the most world championship titles. I'm almost positive.
You talk to
something
Rodrigo
like
Gracie about that. You ask Rodrigo Gracie about me and see what he says about that. He's gonna think that you was to say like the name Candyman. Like he's gonna be afraid you're gonna say it 2 more times because I'm gonna be behind that guy. I'm gonna choke to him. So you better watch that guy for that. And you
have you ever trained any other UFC fighters?
I train a lot of UFC fighters. The most important one I've trained and I'm training right now is BJ Penn. You can talk to him about that. But you should be more concerned about your tattoo artist than about me because you let that guy put the villain from Fort Fairlane on your arm. That guy Wayne Newton. That guy was singing the song Donkey Shane. You have to be careful for that. You can't be going drunk and to do that.
Oh man, I am gonna have to watch out for that. Yes.
You do have to watch out for that. Alan Belcher, the one reason why I'm come to agree to train you is because we have a common enemy. We have somebody that we both don't like who have a big mouth. That guy who is come from Manchester, England. And he looked like a pretty boy. He looked like a howdy doody. That guy is Michael Bisping. That guy has a thick accent. You can't hardly understand what he's saying. And the guy has, on top of that, has a speech impediment. That guy's not a contender, my friend. You are a real contender. That guy's not a contender. That guy's just tender. You understand what I'm saying? He's a tenderoni.
Yeah.
And you know how we treat a tenderoni in Brazil. I don't want to even go into detail what we do with that one.
A tenderoni?
Yeah, that guy is a tenderoni. We're going to deal with that guy.
I don't know what that is. I'm not sure what you're saying.
Don't worry about that. We're gonna teach you about that one. So you're gonna come to Hollywood. I'm gonna teach you. Your nickname was the talent. Now you're gonna have your nickname gonna be the technique because I'm gonna give to you, not from the goodness from my heart, but it's gonna cost you some money.
It is gonna cost me some money.
That's the way it goes. If you don't pay, you can't play. But when you're getting the best, you try the best. Now you gotta try the rest.
I got you. I already got my black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so I don't need to really pay for a belt or anything.
Well, you don't need to pay for a belt, but you need to get to the next level. I can bring you there. Now I'm not gonna sit here and haggle the numbers. We can work that later. But right now I'm gonna go, so I can give you. I have to give some privates to a young lady. That I'm training right now.
Okay, you have fun, man. That sounds good. We'll hook up later.
Okay, we're gonna do that. Sean, what you say, Sean?
Hey, let me ask a question. You can't just mention that you're giving privates to a lady friend, right? And then not dish your name,
bro. Why you want to know? Hey, my brother, everything is confidential.
Oh, okay.
Everything is confidential.
Can you tell me? Hey, Renato, can I hook Alan up? Can I hook out with your manager to talk about fruits and vegetable sponsorship?
Of course. That guy, Alan, you got to have that because you need to stay strong. You got to have that fruits and vegetables. You already know about that programming.
The fruits and vegetables, I get those at Winn-Dixie or the
God,
Walmart.
Don't worry about Winn-Dixie or Publix or none of that stuff. That's a whole different story. You got too much. You talk too much and not enough. Gonna listen to me, but we're gonna fix that. So I'm gonna talk to you later on, Belch. And I want you to next time. I want you to look more presentable. You're gonna cut your hair, and you're not gonna come in looking like Gene Wilder. And we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna make a lot of money, and God willing, we're gonna get a lot of punching. And And with that, I'm going to leave you with good night and caralho.